Hey guys, Zane Wheeler here. I wanted to talk to you guys today about some interesting stuff that I've been coming upon lately in my private practice with clients, and of course here on the group as well, from Shadow to Shine. We talk a lot about, on our spiritual path, we talk a lot about how the outer world sometimes, and very often actually, produces and creates obstacles and hurdles for us to need to manage regularly, right? And these hurdles can be anything from an annoying boss, a dramatic coworker, a family member who doesn't allow us to be ourselves or doesn't allow us to speak our truth, even as close to home as a spouse that we live with that doesn't understand our spiritual path, right? And when we feel like we're in the midst of a disagreement with someone who is so close to us, it can feel very, very off-putting for us on our spiritual path because we are sensitive to begin with, right? We are sensitive beings. We are empaths. We are starseeds. We are people who tune into the energetics of the world and actually fundamentally see the world from a place of energy, revolving energy, exchanging energy, combating energies sometimes too, right? So when things in our outer world can seem very dramatic, it can seem very, very off-putting for us, and it can make us feel as though perhaps we're being set back if we react poorly to these uprooting and to the upheaval of the the energetics that we're experiencing, right? It's a difficult thing to discuss because it's something that I experience really regularly, and it's something that this week has really shown to be very prevalent in my life, which is this sort of intensity of energetics that are being passed back and forth between humans right now. We're kind of in this spiritual battle right now, if we choose to see our world that way, right? And really, it is all about perspective. It is all about perception. I did a video last week talking about the 3D, 4D, 5D question and what that's all about, right? And we talked about how the 3D, the 3D, the third density basically is a sleeping state, a zombified state where you're just going with the prescribed order. You're accepting the official story, if you will. And 4D is when you realize that you're a part of the matrix, right? And you want to step out of that, but you also see the spiritual battle that's going on and you choose to engage in the spiritual battle. And that can also lower your vibration. So that's in 4D, but 5D is raising above the spiritual battle. And what we're trying to do here is we're trying to remain in that space where we can be beyond the spiritual battle, but still observe it and, give our energy to it in a way that is not compromising for us in our spiritual path, right? So we want to rise above it, but we feel ourselves getting sucked into it from time to time. Coworkers, bosses, spouses, family members, right? Friends, all of these people can, have the opportunity sometimes, or, the opportunity presents itself for us to get sucked into drama again and sucked back out, down into 4D and sometimes even down into 3D where the battle really is, right? So the problem here is that, when we start to become sucked into that drama, we start to feel like we're backsliding in our spiritual journey. Not the case, right? Really, when you look within and you find, the truth of the heart will remind you that no matter how many, dramatic instances there are in your life, your spiritual progress is never really stunted. You never really backtrack. You've integrated the truths that you've come upon, and you've, embodied the growth that you've experienced, and that doesn't go anywhere. But the ego can sometimes get wrapped up, and the ego can sometimes decide, wait, I feel like I'm backsliding a little bit. I feel like I'm not, I'm wobbling a little bit. I feel like I'm out of sorts with myself. And that can feel very, very uncomfortable. So what I want to talk to you guys today about is how this week has been very energetically combative for me, and I think a lot of other light workers this week and the past week, right? And a lot of this has to do with astrology. A lot of this has to do with some retrograde that's been happening. But what we find is, and this is my point of this video today, what we find is that if you pull back from that drama, if you have a disagreement with someone and it feels very deep inside of you, it feels like it's disturbed you to the core. If you were to pull back from that and really tune into the heart's wisdom, you'd remind yourself and you'd see very clearly that that was just an illusion. That dramatic instance was just an illusion, and your reaction to it is what you make real, is what you decide is real, right? So basically my point is, guys, is that the outer world has no bearing on our inner constitution, on our inner composure, on our inner peace. You only allow in what you want to allow in. And if you choose to allow in love, beautiful, congratulations, you've got it, right? And if you choose to keep out anyone else's opinion against your growth, anyone else's opinion toward your ego, anyone that would want to stimulate some kind of combative, nature within you. You've actually done the work there too, and you've said, okay, those people cannot affect my inner composure. I can maintain my inner peace while in the midst of this drama, because I can see the drama for the illusion that it is. And it's actually quite beautiful, because when we really look at it, this drama is a subset of experience from an otherwise beautifully orchestrated, imaginative, and brilliant universe, physical universe that has been laid out before us. So if we can really see the beauty in that drama, in the interaction, in the heightened emotion, in the fluctuating emotion, in the breaking and in the coming together of people, right? We can really see and feel and tune into how beautiful that truly is. That, it's basically like an orchestrated nature. It's a natural occurrence that happens in this physical realm that we can really find beauty in if we tune into it and open our heart to it, right? Because it is that beautiful fluctuation. It's like the Fibonacci spiral happening right before your eyes, right? So what you can do here is you can tune into it, you can find love for it, you can pull yourself back from the drama, recognize that it does not have to affect you in the way that you feel like it does or the way that you're tricked into believing that it does, because it is just an illusion. Now, we want to engage in it from time to time to experience growth and to see ourselves moving past it. And that's what we would call contrast, right? We would see the contrast in the outer world and we would say, okay, good. I used to react to that instance, but now I don't have to. And I know that because I see it for the illusion that it is, and that feels damn good. So you can use that as a barometer of your growth as well, is how much you react to things compared to how much you used to react to things. Now, what's most important here, the thing I want to get across, guys, is that you do not have to react or feel upturned internally by anything in your outer world whatsoever unless you allow it in. So I want you to remember that you are protected by the divine, right? If you hold that faith and remember that you're protected by the divine, you don't have to react poorly to anything that comes up for you. And what's so brilliant about that is that we see so clearly that we are impervious to that kind of attack, right? And there's lots of energetic warfare going on right now. So remain protected. Set up your protection. Set an intention for each morning, before you start your day, that you will walk through the day protected, that you will experience the outcome at the end of the day of feeling blessed, of feeling beautiful, of feeling grateful, of feeling appreciative of your life here, and feeling as though you'd progress through the day as well. So you saw the drama occurring around you, but you decided not to engage in it. You decided to see love for the people, feel love for the people that were maybe lowering themselves to experiencing drama, and you can allow yourself to move forward comfortably, okay? So set your intent in the beginning of the day to protect yourself throughout, and you're going to be just fine. Your inner constitution has, the outer world has no bearing on your inner constitution, your inner peace. I want you guys to remember that, okay? So stay strong in these tough times. This is the final push before the end of 2019. There's a lot of inner work being done, and if you guys are looking for more directed inner work, for empaths, for star seeds, and for the combination of those two classes of folks to be the star path, right? I have a course for star paths right now that I'm offering online, and it's an 8-week course. It's a beautiful community of growing and awakening empaths, turning into star paths, embodying that off-planet perspective, and allowing themselves to get that edge over the control network and rise into 5D and allow themselves to exist in 5D and really walk their purpose. So if all that stuff sounds good to you, I'm going to put a link in the description above. You guys can come join us, take a look at the info on the course. But I would love to have each and every one of you, and from Shadow to Shine, in this group, because you're all candidates for this group, of course. Awakening empaths, looking to become starseeds, looking to take on that off-planet perspective, looking to raise above the control network of Earth and really awaken to their path and start to walk that. You guys have been blessings across the board. You're such a blessing in my life. I'm so happy to have this group, and thank you so much for the support that you give to each other, and continue to do that. Check in with where you're at on your journey, and enjoy your day. Take care, guys.